Hello, Finley.
You're listening to 88.3 WLFC. I'm Richard Mass, and you're listening to Richard Mass Movie Minute. Now, we are in the Life Through Film segment, and I'm here with our special guest, Alexander Davis.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good. Good afternoon. Thank you for allowing me to guest, Richard Mast.
Of course. Could you introduce yourself?
My name is Alexander Davis. I am an instructor of communication here at the University of Findlay. I also advise the radio station, Pulse Media Club, and Black Student Union. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Don't you love it?
I love it. No, I do love it. I love what I do. I have fun every day. Yeah.
Now, I sent you these questions like 2 weeks ago.
You did.
How hard was it for you to think of your
You know what? It was kind of tough.
You were telling me a little bit.
Because these are great questions. And there's one that I don't actually have an answer to. Like I was stumped.
Okay.
No, and I looked and I spent time. I thought about it. It just wasn't happening. But no, they were tough. But then also fun though too. Because once you actually I do love this one. I love this one because of that. Or like with the questions as a guide. No, it's fun. So once you actually sit down and think about what you like.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's fun. It was tough, but it was fun. I'm ready for this.
Perfect.
We're just going to snap and break the microphone, Alex. There we go.
Goodness.
I know, right?
It's your radio station.
It's not my radio station.
Well,
but
you run it.
We'll fix it. I'll walk it.
Let's get straight into it, though.
Okay.
The first question is, what is your guilty pleasure film and why?
Okay, so I gotta be frank with you. I got two answers for some of these. There's
That's
like
fine.
I could not.
That's totally.
There's
fine.
some I just was like, there's no way I can choose this one over this one. Like, so for number one, I have Belly and Harlem Nights.
Can you tell me about that?
So Belly is I don't know. I don't know what Grant's notes were last week. So Grant may have beat me with the notes. I don't have like the years that everything came out here.
You can look them up. You got a laptop.
I mean, I can, but for sake of time, I don't want to just stall over here. But Belly came out, I want to say the late '90s, and it's a film about Sincere and Tommy Buns. They're two childhood best friends. They're from New York, and they grow up in the streets. And they succumb to inner city activity, but that makes them a lot of money.
Okay.
And as they get older, they kind of go two different ways. Sincere goes towards his family and wants to become a family man, and so he's trying to get out of the lifestyle. Whereas Tommy Buns is he goes the opposite direction. He wants to go more into the lifestyle. He starts making trips to Jamaica and getting product expedited at a cheaper price back to the States that he can sell. And then in the mix, they branch out all over the U.S. They go to what I think it is Nebraska, set up operations elsewhere, and they make a lot of money. Sincere ends up getting out of the life. Tommy does as well, but in a different route. He ends up going to prison and in some way kind of polishing his act up, but also still finding a way to get involved in some activity that he probably doesn't want to be involved in. So it gives you two different pathways. What I really love about the movie is Sincere is played by Nas.
Okay.
Tommy is played by DMX. Method Man is also a primary character in the movie. So there's a lot of hip hop involved, which I love. It's a lot of New York hip hop. You've also got Tyrone Turner, who is famous for Menace to Society, and he has a famous banana eating scene in this movie.
Okay.
It's like I watched an interview with him before, and he described that he was mad that he didn't get another part in the movie. And so when he got this role, he tried to sabotage the role with the way that he ate this banana. And it turned out to be such a classic moment in the movie. Like even today it's memed nonstop. He's like, so my purposeful sabotage worked against me and worked for the movie, which inevitably worked in his favor. But yeah, so
you were saying there's a lot of New York rappers in this, and you yourself lived in New York for a while, right?
Some summers, on and off.
Summers?
Yes, yeah.
What was that like living in New York?
Beautiful, inexpensive.
Sure.
As a kid, I used to spend summers there, and it was great as a kid, right? When your parents are financing everything, your dad is taking care of everything. Cool. Okay, I'm just having fun, and everything's right here at my front door. But then you get there as an adult, and it's all on you. And if you're not making six figures plus right away, well, yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle. But I mean, everything's at your front door when you're in New York. It's the mecca of everything. So it's like, okay, cool. If you want to succeed in this, and this, you can do it in New York. And what do they say? If you can make it in New York, you can really make it anywhere. So yeah, no, I love New York. I don't have any desire to live there anymore. Even if I did become filthy rich, no, I'd rather just have a big house somewhere with some land and get filthy rich in New York. You can still just get an apartment, right? So no, I don't have any desire, but I love New York. Yeah.
So Belly and Harlem Nights, that's two different movies?
Yes, Harlem Nights I think Harlem Nights came out in 1989. And that's a classic for me. So it has Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Red Fox, Charlie Murphy, several other notable names that I'm forgetting here. But Eddie Murphy is quick, and Richard Pryor is what is his name? Sugar Ray. And they run this. It's like during the Prohibition era, if you will. And so they run this gambling spot. That's obviously illegal, and so they're in Harlem, and they're going up against they're going up against the mob and the police in the city, and so I mean it's really like it's the days of organized crime, right? And it just kind of showcases their way when they're getting suppressed by the mob over here. How do they? But they at first have a partnership, and then they start getting suppressed by them. Okay, how do we get out of this? And so they set up this intricate plan to get out of this partnership and then flee the city with all the money. And it works out. But between Red Fox, Richard Pryor, and Eddie Murphy, it's hilarious, but it's also it's like a comedic gangster film, if you will. So
we were just talking about Eddie Murphy in our Ghostbusters talk.
Yes.
Because he was originally supposed to be cast. For those of you who didn't listen to me,
I did not know that.
He was really supposed to be cast in it, but he was working on Beverly Hills Cop.
Wow. Yeah. I'll take Beverly Hills Cop though. I'll take.
Never seen it.
What, you Ricky?
I've never seen it.
Axel Foley is a legend.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I think you'll. Even if you don't like it, it's worth you watching.
Sure. Didn't they just make a new one?
I'm not sure.
I think one just released on Amazon Prime.
Okay. All right. I'll have to tap in there.
Yeah. But I can tell by these two movies, I'm not going to know a lot of what you're suggesting today.
That's all right though.
That's okay. I gotta, open your horizons.
I'm gonna learn from you. You learn from me.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. But why is this your guilty pleasure films? Why are these your guilty pleasure films?
'Cause I can just put these on and I can just leave them on in the background if I'm doing something. I know the film. I know what's going to happen. They're also just some of my favorites. The intro to Belly is unmatched.
Sure.
I can't think of the song right now, but the way that the lights match the music, it's just like it's unreal. I've never seen a better intro in any movie ever. And so it just gives you a feel like, oh, I'm alive. And then they're walking into or through a venue. They've got, they're suited up and booted up, and it's just a feeling. Like, yeah, it's just unmatched. Like if I was an NBA player and I'm walking through the tunnel, this is what I'm picturing every time.
Sure,
the intro in Belly.
You a big basketball player?
No. I mean, I'm not. I think in high school, up until sophomore year, I was a good eighth man.
Sure.
I mean, when I'm on defense, they call me the eraser. Okay, because I erase plays.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that bad?
I erase the offensive plays. I get in the mix. No, I was never like the best hooper. I can play. I love to hoop.
Probably way better than me.
I mean, that's a stretch, but
no, I'm terrible at basketball.
Yeah, I love to play ball, but yeah, so I watch ball, but yeah, I'm not I'm not Allen Iverson.
No.
Or anywhere close. I don't know
who that is.
I'm 100 generation. You don't know who Allen Iverson is? Justin,
Grant
yes.
are in the room and they're freaking.
Yes.
Who is Allen Iverson?
Allen Iverson is one of the best basketball players of all time.
Most iconic.
I'm glad you said that, Grant. Right? They changed several different things about the NBA. So like a lot of what you see today, like even. I won't give it all to Allen Iverson, to other players, right? But Allen Iverson came with the tattoos. He brought hip hop into the NBA in various ways. Sorry, what did you say? Oh, the crossover? Is that what you said?
The step over.
Oh, the step over Tyronn Lue, which he doesn't like now though because he's a friend of Tyronn Lue and it was disrespectful. But it's still classic, right? Allen Iverson is he's the GOAT.
I've never been a big basketball guy. I don't know a lot about basketball. More of a soccer guy.
We've right?
Discussions
yes.
about this. More of a soccer guy, but. I can respect that. I appreciate this new knowledge.
Oh yeah. Same. I got to dive into the soccer room.
Yeah. I mean, all I really know about basketball, if you want to name players, is like big ones right now, and then like some classics, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan.
Oh, you
some
know, okay.
classics, some
Yeah,
classics.
those
But,
are
like,
those are legends though. Those are the ones you should.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know much past that.
You know who LeBron James is?
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. I just wanted to say.
I mean, you're in Ohio, you have to know who LeBron James is.
True.
Let's
True.
be
True.
real.
True. Yes.
But no, those are really good guilty pleasure films.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check those out.
Yay.
Now on to
Yay.
the next one.
Okay, I'm ready.
What film do you relate to your parents?
All right, got a couple here as well.
All right.
So the first one is A Bronx Tale.
Okay, I've heard of Bronx Tale.
And so I got sectioned this off to my dad and my mom. Bronx Tale got Robert De Niro. He's one of the main characters as a dad.
Mm-hmm.
Chaz Palminteri is Sonny. He's like the mob boss in their neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got C, and C is I forget Robert De Niro's actual name in the movie, but C is Robert De Niro's son in the movie. And so one of my dad's best friends, and he's like my uncle. He's not like, he is my uncle, not by blood, but that's who I call my uncle. And he's from the Bronx. And so growing up, when we go back to New York, we would stay in the Bronx. Mm-hmm. And so for that reason, I just gravitate toward the title off top. Okay, Bronx Tale, it's in the Bronx. Now it's a different time.
Sure.
It's I don't know when the movie is set. It had to be like the 60s or something, maybe even before then. But C is caught up between loving Sonny, because he's just this neighborhood icon, but loving Sonny for some of the wrong reasons, right? And his dad, Robert De Niro, is just trying to keep him on the straight and narrow path. And so like there's this one, my dad also, it's not like necessarily a mob film, but my dad loves mob films, and so this kind of, and it's New York and so on and so forth. So kind of there's that relation, but then also you can just feel the love from Robert De Niro to his son C, and that just kind of reminds me of my dad. So that father-son union there is beautiful to me. The other one that reminds me of my dad, or that I relate to my parents, I should say, is Big Daddy, with Adam Sandler. Yeah, and I say that because as a kid, when it first came out, I think it came out in '99. We got it from Blockbuster, and it was like one of the big things. I don't think we actually saw it in the movie theater, but we got it, and I remember just watching it all the time. We would rent it over and over again, and we sit on the big white couches and watch Big Daddy on Friday nights. It's a beautiful thing.
Every Friday?
Not every Friday, but like a good amount for sure. I was also an Adam Sandler fan. Adam Sandler is also a fan of Syracuse basketball, and so is my dad. So that there's like a lot of connection there. In the movie, Adam Sandler, if you're not familiar, he is brought into being the caretaker for a little bit of time, not legally by any means, of this kid named Julian, who is actually his best friend's son, but he had no idea. This kid just showed up on his doorstep because I believe his mother passed away, and somehow came to Adam Sandler. But there are different things in there, like at Adam Sandler, there's one time Julian had to use the restroom, and they're in the city in New York. Not everybody's going to let you just use a public bathroom. So they went into this restaurant and used the bathroom. The owner said no. Guess what? They went outside. They peed on the wall. And so these are also activities that like my dad partook in with me when I was a kid. So like it's like okay, it just makes sense.
So you're a criminal?
No, I was a kid. So I wouldn't be the criminal here, and I'm not going to say that my dad would be the criminal either. But I'll let you take that for what it is.
No, I'm just messing.
Yeah. Then my mom, the two that I have from my mom were A Christmas Story. Because every Christmas for however many years that was like the film that stuck on.
Is it your favorite Christmas movie?
It's between that and This Christmas.
What's This Christmas?
This Christmas, it's got. The first one that comes to mind is Chris Brown in it, but it's an all-star cast. I just can't think of all the names right now. Regina Hall is in it. Who plays Bill Black? I can't think of his name. It's Joe. Just Joe. No, I don't know what Joe's name is. I'm getting them mixed up now.
Okay.
But what his real name is. It's Laz Alonso. There's several. Between those two. Okay. But Christmas Story just stood out because I watched This Christmas with my son now. The past 2 Christmases, that's what we watch. But A Christmas Story is what I used to watch with my mom nonstop. The other one that I relate to my mom is Four Brothers. So you got Mark Wahlberg, Andre Benjamin, who my mom loves, and that's really why I related to her. You got Tyrese Gibson, and I forget the other primary character's name. But they're four brothers who are not blood related. They grew up in a foster home, and then they spread out as they got to be adults. And their mother was killed, and this is based in Detroit. And so they all come back home to one, bury their mother, but also figure out who's responsible for this. And it's just it's a violent film, but it's also a beautiful film that shows love between the four different brothers. And so that's a classic for me too. I love Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. So.
You, just as somebody who knows you, I mean, and from these movies that you've already suggested, do you tie a lot of the movies you watch to your personal ethnic background too? Your cultural background?
Yeah, I think I would have to say yes, Ricky, for sure. That's a great question. Yeah. I mean, so I'm half white and half black, right? But Belly, Harlem Nights. We didn't. This Christmas was discussed, but it wasn't. Those are three black films. A Bronx Tale. That's. I mean, it's not. Now there is an interracial relationship that goes on there, which is actually beautiful because one of the characters, her name is Terrell Hicks. She's in A Bronx Tale when she's like younger, when she's a kid, and then she, as an adult, she actually plays in Belly too. So when I put that together, I'm like, oh man, that is her. But Big Daddy and Bronx Tale, A Christmas Story. No, I mean, I guess I got three black, three white movies right there. There we go. I'm half and half like myself. There we go. Come on.
Oh man, slapping the table.
Yes, excited. I think it's tough not to though. With certain films like that, okay, you relate to them for a certain reason, right? They make sense to you. Like, okay, I understand this. I'm with it. Like, so that makes it easy to relate to for sure. That's a great question, Ricky.
I try my best.
Great one.
Number 3. What's a film that made you look at love differently?
A film that made me look at love differently.
Now, Grant had a hard time with this.
Grant had issues.
No, not issues with it. I had a hard time trying to think of a movie. Sorry.
What was your movie, Grant?
10 Things I Hate About You.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay, I know the title. I don't know that I've seen it.
It's Heath Ledger, and we had to look at the actors last week too, and I already forget.
Okay.
It's the one where he's helping Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character fall in love with the main girl's sister.
Right.
So he's pretending to be in love with the main girl.
Okay.
And they fall in love after all of it happens.
And it was pretend at first.
It was pretend at first.
Wow.
And then it was real.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'm a fan.
Just like movies.
Just like see,
just like movies.
they're all based on some reality, right?
I mean, I think the best types of movie are movies that are based in your own personal stories.
Right.
You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they come from somebody's story, right? Whoever's creating them, I'm sure, is putting at least a little bit of themselves into the movie. Mm-hmm. So for that third one, a film that made me look at love differently, I'd have to say Love Jones. This is a 90s. It's a black film from the 90s. It's got Lorenz Tate, Nia Long, who I love. I've had a crush on Nia Long since I was like 6.
Nia or Nia?
Nia, N-I-A, yes. She used to play, what was her name on there? I can't think, but she was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She was a main character.
I've only ever seen a couple episodes.
Have you seen the new Bel-Air?
No, I haven't.
Okay, see, I was against it when it first came out because in my head it was they're kind of like try to remake this, but it's its own. The original was a comedy, yes, and the second one is really like a drama.
Sure.
And they did it well. I actually just watched it at the end of last year. Okay. 2 seasons. I'm like, oh, this is good. I don't know why I put it off for so long. But yeah, it's got Lorenz Tate, Nia Long, Bill Bellamy. I'm missing some names here that I can't think of, but essentially, and I can't think of the Lorenz Tate is the main character as well as Nia Long, and they're the love connection essentially. And they begin talking. They don't know what to make of it. They don't solidify anything. Nia ends up moving back to New York with her ex because there's nothing solidified here. And there was an opportunity back there, I believe, for her. And so they're done for that time. She ends up moving back to town. I don't know where the movie is set on at the moment. And after Lorenz Tate, one of his friends, Bill Bellamy, tries to also get at Nia Long. there's some controversy there, but then
takes place in Chicago.
Chicago. Thank you. But they find their way back together at the end of the movie, and I think it's I think it's a beautiful thing. I believe Nia Long is a photographer, and so she's in that career. Lorenz Tate is an author; he's a writer, and so for me, it's just also I love to see the artsy world, just the arts come together as well. And it also just paints the '90s well for me. Like that's growing. I've never lived in the '90s as an adult, but I saw it as a kid, and so what I see in the movie is exactly what I saw as a kid. Why it made me look at love differently. I think because you never know where it's going to go, and you got to be open. Not everything is going to be as cookie cutter as we want it to be. In my life, you try to force things, or like this makes sense. You try to plan every single thing out, right? And that's not how it works. And as that starts to happen, you're like, okay, I got to learn to go with the flow. I can't force it or be stiff or starchy here if that's not going to work. And what I've learned is that when you kind of just let go of things and go with the flow, it tends to work out. Things tend to work out if you let them. And so Love Jones kind of highlights that for me, and I try to stay on it.
How did this affect your personal relationships, whether that be a romantic relationship or relationship with your parents, your son?
I don't know the first time that I saw this movie. I don't know if I watched it with a parent. Son, and I guess for my thought, I thought about like romantic love when I read this question first. But you're right. Is now that you say it like that, I can see where it could go just to love in general. That's a great Ricky's got some good ones. No, I mean I recently did watch this with my significant other, and it was a beautiful thing. She had never seen the movie, so I felt like, I'm educating you here. Like, you got this. And it's the first time she watched it and was with me. So like, okay, I'm dope, right? You just feel good. Like, come on now. It's etched in your memory forever. But no, I think this is something that I think I'll have my son watch when he's of age. And just, I think you got to look at different stories about love, just to see different perspectives, right? The more perspectives you see, the more open you'll be to different ways of love. And also seeing what doesn't work for you. Okay, you know what? I don't think I'd be like that, or I don't want to make those same decisions that so-and-so made in the movie. This is kind of similar. Let me make sure I sidestep and make a better decision, or something that will work out. Because if I'm Lorenz Tate in the movie, I'm trying everything not to let Nia Long go to New York. And I think we see that pride stands in the way sometimes. And I think it stood in his way there. And if you want something, you want somebody, just speak your piece, man. And if they reciprocate it, beautiful. If they don't, you said your piece, and now you should be able to take a deep breath and be relieved, regardless of what happens.
You a big romance film guy in general, or just there's something about this one sticks out to you?
No, I wouldn't say I'm a big romance guy. I just love this film.
Sure. Something just draws you to it. Yeah,
I'm looking at the rest of my list, and there's no other romance films on here at all. No. Another one is Love and Basketball. That's a good one. And that's a romance film, but no, I wouldn't. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious.
No, I need to dive in more for sure. Yeah.
Question number 4. What's a film that makes you feel like a kid?
This was fun. This was a fun one. I got 2 again. Home Alone, big one. One, it just paints the 90s for me. At least the first 3 do. The first 2 with Macaulay Culkin, they're just legendary. The third one for me, I don't know his name, but in the movie his name was Alex. And my son and I recently watched all the Home Alone. I think there's 5 of them. I could be wrong, but he loves all of them. But I love the third one too, because I remember watching that as at age 9 or whatever it was, and it was still good. I was like, okay, this Macaulay Culkin's not in this one. It might not be as good, but then it was the kid, whoever the kid is, he did his thing. I'm sold. But it makes me feel like a kid.
Do you ever wish you had the Home Alone situation? Maybe not with the burglars, but being what? Your family disappearing for.
I was not even remotely as resourceful as these kids were. So no, I think I would have cried. I wouldn't have done well. They improvise very well. They create. I'd have been kidnapped or something. It wouldn't have worked out for me at all. I would have called the police. Sandlot is my other one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Sandlot is
I love the Sandlot.
classic, and I want to say it's based in the '60s or something like that. But even watching it, like when it came, I don't know, it came out when I was a kid, but it still even though it's based in the '60s, it still feels like it was present day.
Yeah.
I can't call it like it just was like. But then there's a scene in the movie where it's like, I think it's July 4th, and they're in a cul-de-sac in the neighborhood, and all of the neighbors are outside. It's a cookout. Everybody, it's a big collective. The neighborhood is together, and I'm watching it. We watched it over Christmas break. My son loved it, and I'm like, man, we don't see that anymore.
No.
We like just everybody out in their neighborhood just cooking out. We don't see it, and it was so that kind of was like, man, it was a different time. Well, one, we went through COVID a couple years ago, but even before then, we weren't doing that either.
No.
So I don't know.
I think there is more of a cultural and political divide nowadays than there has been in the past.
Okay.
And I think it's harder for people to accept the fact that people have different opinions.
Right.
And that, not everybody agrees. And I think that's what's keeping people away from the fact of doing these big, cookouts, in your cul-de-sac.
Neighborhood get-togethers, yeah.
Neighborhood get-togethers, or even going over to your neighbor and knocking and just saying hi.
Right.
I can't remember even the last time I did that.
I get you.
I think, that's not me trying to blame people because I don't do those things.
Right.
I think we're all a little more opinionated nowadays. I mean, even the show's about your opinions.
Right, so, for sure. No, yeah, definitely. It's tough for me to say because I didn't live back then.
Yeah.
But just reading, I know there were a lot of opinions back then,
Sure.
but also media was not what it is back then that it is today,
mm-hmm.
right? Like we have so much more media, so like everyone's opinion can now be heard. Everyone's opinion is now voiced. And it's broadcasted, right? To
everything right at your fingertips.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, so in that point, I would definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
You could have an opinion back then, but it doesn't mean that people are going to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wish we could get back there because I do love my neighborhood right now.
Yeah.
But I also know a lot of my neighbors because I walk my dog twice a day. Or in the summertime, I'm pushing my son in the wagon. So you get to know that just by talking to people, they see you. But if I didn't walk my dog every day, I probably wouldn't know people 2 streets over.
Yeah.
I'd probably be in my house and I know the people on both sides of me and maybe across the street. But yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but even against that point, to play devil's advocate a little bit.
Come on.
We also have our own communities ourselves in ways that we don't realize. I mean,
okay.
The radio station today,
right?
It's full today. It's completely packed. We have Grant and Justin in the room with us.
Yes.
And then the room across the hall, it's Molly and Maggie, and then Jeremiah just walked in. We have our own little community here too.
Yes.
Not just at Findlay, but even just in our radio station.
I like it.
So maybe you can look on the more positive side, I guess, if you want to. There are still
for sure
out there to be made and that can be made through what you enjoy.
We create, and sometimes not on purpose, right? We create our own filter bubbles, echo
mm-hmm.
chambers, if you will. But I think, like you're saying, it is also key to get out of them too, and try to. Yeah, I think it's different. I wouldn't go just knock on randomly on somebody's door unless if I was like, yo, do you have a stick of butter? I don't know. Like back then they would do that, right? But yeah, I'm not. I don't know.
I mean, recently I've gone to a couple meetings outside of it was outside of my comfort zone. I went with Grant and Justin to Speech and Debate Club, which was fun, and then I went to the BSU meeting, Black City Union meeting. That was a lot of fun.
Yes.
So I think it's important to get yourself out there to experience all these different things.
Yes.
And then maybe you can have this cultural cookout.
Come on! Ooh, cultural cookout. That's fire. Literally, cookout fire. There it is.
Cookout fire.
And you impersonated Michael Jackson at the BSU meeting, and you got a point for your team. You did it very well too. I did not get a point for the team.
Yeah. You also got Kai's. Is it Senate?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I can't blame you for that. You tried your best. You're pretending to get a computer.
I tried my best.
And after you said it, it's like, sure, that makes sense, but no, I was never gonna get it.
Nope, they were going Stevie Wonder. Yeah, and I understood that though too.
It did look a lot like Stevie
playing the
Wonder.
piano. Yeah.
But no, hopping back on the Sandlot, I remember watching this as a kid for me too.
Yes.
I grew up. I remember buying or my family bought like a 3-pack DVD of all 3 Sandlot movies.
Hold on, hang on. There's 3.
There's 3 of them.
Oh, I did not know that.
Sandlot 2, I think, is a whole different cast.
Okay.
And then the third one, it's been a while since I've seen him, so forgive me, but it's the kid with the glasses. He's an adult now, and he's training.
Oh, Squints.
Squints.
Yeah.
He's training the new like team.
That's crazy.
But none of them are as good as the first.
I mean, I believe it.
Yeah, but there is so much charm in that first Sandlot. I love the fact that they were so scared of this giant dog, which is just a normal.
It's a regular Mastiff.
It's a regular Mastiff. Nothing scary about it. When they get caught, he just slobbers all over them, right?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
I think there is so much charm. It reminds me, it goes back to the point. This is the movie about being kids, and it's so much about being a kid.
Yes.
It's him remembering what his life was like as a kid, and everything seemed larger than life back then, and it wasn't really as scary or as difficult as it seemed.
They rode their bike to the baseball field.
Yeah.
They walked around. They went downtown.
Yeah.
It's a different day today for sure.
Day.
Yeah.
I was never a big baseball kid growing up either.
Same. Neither was I. I watched it because my dad was into it, and I like going to baseball games, but I never have once. I didn't play t-ball. I didn't play softball. I didn't play baseball. Nothing.
I played baseball when I was really young, but I was terrible at it. When you're a kid, you kind of get thrown into a bunch of sports.
Yes.
I did soccer when I was a kid.
Nice.
Got hit with a soccer ball in the face.
No.
That was fun. I remember that.
Jeez.
One of the only things I remember for soccer is that.
Is getting hit.
It was getting hit in the face and then blacking out for a little bit.
Wow.
Baseball I did for a little bit. Wasn't very good at it. I didn't really do sports again until like end of middle school.
I'm laughing with you, by the way, not at you.
Well,
no, it was the way you said it. I didn't really do sports again.
He's
After you get hit by the soccer ball in the face.
Oh yeah, how about you try it?
Yeah, look, I don't want to get hit in the face either.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-mm. But no, I think I love the element of like, these are kids. They're acting exactly like how kids should. They're saying these things that are above them. They're saying things that are pretty crass, but like they are kids through and through, and I love that.
Yes. I like the way you put it. I would agree.
Yeah. On to the next question.
I'm ready for you.
What is a film that helped you through a dark time?
Okay, so.
Is this the one you didn't have one answer for?
No, I had an answer for this. It's not a film though.
It's a show.
It's a show. Bear with me, because
that's fine.
This is the first it's the first thing that came to me.
He's already cheated.
I'm sorry, no, it's not.
Him certain parameters.
I thought about a specific time in my life that I was going through it was a very rough time.
Yeah.
And in this time, I latched onto this show called Peaky Blinders.
Okay. Grant is excited.
Yes, it's amazing. And I just loved the show. It wasn't like, it was a 2-week period of my life that was way rough than the others, any other set of weeks in the world. And so I had to find a way. Not that I didn't have work or extracurriculars or family, right? But when I was at home, had to figure out a way to decompress. And this show, I was able to just put this show on. I think there's 6 seasons. And I watched all 6 seasons in that 2 weeks.
Dang.
And so there was a lot of binge watching going on. I mean, I was doing stuff as well. Like I'm also get up and walk around, do stuff in the house, might clean, do laundry, whatever, eat, so on, do work. But that was like one of those things that like, okay, I can go home, put this on, and just zone out, get rid of the other stress, just focus on the contents of this show. And so it got me through that 14-day period that I needed to get through. So I love the question. Like
but you cheated. But
okay. I'm going to be honest. I didn't even think of a film because once I read the question, I already knew
that. You know what? That's okay.
I'm so sorry, but yes.
No, I'm just messing with you. That's perfect. That is a perfect. I've never seen Peaky Blinders. My friend Jacob from back home was really into it.
Okay, yes, go Jacob.
A little about it, but could you run me through maybe a quick synopsis, just like the general plot, not all seasons, but
Okay. I don't know what era is this, Grant? What is it? What time frame do you think this is based in?
The 30s.
I think
30s. After World War II, I think before World War II.
Okay.
After World War I, before.
After World War I, before World War II. I mean, I don't know. I'm 2 years removed from it now, so I don't remember the main character's name.
Sure.
But him and his family, some of them have been to war, and so they came back home and they got involved in, I believe they own a bar or some type of, so they're involved in a lot of different organized crime. and they run their town. They run into other organizations that they have to deal with, defeat, right? And they really build this huge empire. And the main character gets into government as well, and so he really finagles his way to the top, if you will, in power. But at the same time, he's also losing friends and family members. So you see this greed, but also this strength. But along, you see a lot of people drop off. So there's pain that just continues to occur and reoccur. That's like, okay, if you weren't in this lifestyle, maybe you wouldn't have to deal with that. But at the same time, he comes from nothing, and so he wanted everything. So it's tough to also fault the main character for that. There's addiction that goes on. It's a lot of,
Do you feel like, not necessarily in the addiction sense, but I know from seeing clips that the main character goes through a lot of hardships.
Yes.
And do you feel like you relate to that, especially in that 2-week period that you're mentioning?
For sure. I mean, not quite like that.
Not quite like that.
Yeah, and I never want to do.
I don't know what he all went through.
He went through some stuff.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to go through anything that he went through. But it also just like, okay, if he can power through this and get to this next tier, this next level, okay, then what you're going through right now is small. So it's all about perspective. And so that's why there's another reason probably why I enjoyed it. Like, okay, I'm not really going through anything compared to this guy. It's a tough show.
I like that viewpoint, but I don't think you should necessarily minimize your struggles. Not to like.
I appreciate it.
But I feel I hear that a lot when people are like, compared to this, I'm not doing so bad. But I don't think we should minimize our personal struggles based on
Ricky.
the life of other people.
Right.
Just because you experience not as hard, many hardships as they did, doesn't mean that your problems aren't worthy.
I dig. Yeah, I'm a fan. No, well put.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. But Peaky Blinders, I really should watch those.
Yeah, dive in. I like, and maybe it's because I don't know anything about this life, so it's just like, okay, it just intrigues me, and I never want to be in part of this life, right? So it's like, okay, how do you even people's mindsets? But I like violent, narcotic-based shows.
Sure.
So like your Narcos, or one of my other favorite shows is Snowfall. Snowfall is probably like, in my opinion, is like the best show.
Okay.
Like it's not like sitcom or like that, but like drama. Yeah. Snowfall's probably got it for me. I like Power. And these are all like violent, narcotic based shows.
I think for me it's harder to sit down and watch a show. I'll do it occasionally. I used to be more of a show person than a movie person, but I just feel like, maybe it wasn't necessarily because it's with college. I just feel like I just don't have the time
for sure.
To sit down and binge through a show.
Right.
The last show I did it with was The Bear.
Oh, The Bear, yes.
The Bear.
Yes.
I watched that last semester, and I binged through that pretty quickly.
I love The Bear. I never remember the main character's actual, like, what's his... Carmi, but like, what's his name in real life? I don't...
Jeremy Allen White.
Yes. I got hip to him. No, shout out to you for knowing that. I got hip to him in, what's it called? Help me out. Another Chicago-based show. Shameless. Where his lip. Yes. He's a dog
I've never
actor.
Seen Shameless.
No, serious?
No.
Oh,
I've just seen clips. I constantly get clips.
And he's not the main character in that one, but like he plays his role well.
It's a bunch of it's all the whole family's the main.
Yes.
Right. So, I've heard he's good. I've seen clips of him in it. I also recently saw him in The Iron Claw.
I'm not hip. I'll have to dive in.
It's about the Von Erich family.
Okay.
With a real wrestling family.
Right.
Back in the 70s and 80s. Really good movie. It unfortunately did not get nominated, which is for an Oscar, which is so sad. But everybody's really good in it.
Did you like The Bear?
I love The Bear.
Okay,
One of my
same.
favorite shows actually of
Same.
all time now.
Yes.
When it comes to TV shows, I'm more of a TV show. To like, since we're talking about something that like helped me through a dark time was Ted Lasso.
Okay.
Ted Lasso I love Ted Lasso.
I never watched, but
You've got to check it out. Ted Lasso. I think
tap into Ted Lasso.
It's a show that is just so full of optimism.
Okay.
And the whole message, like through and through, is just about being kind to everybody. And I love that idea of just spreading the kindness and the love to everybody, even if necessarily they're not sending it back to you. Still, being there for them in their darkest moments. I think that's important. I think I try to uphold that in my life.
For sure.
I think Ted Lasso one of, if not the best show of all time.
I'll tap in.
Genuinely.
No, you got me.
Yeah.
You got me sold.
Unfortunately, only on Apple TV, which I don't have anymore, which sucks. But because they up their subscriptions to $70 a year.
What was it before that?
It was like 50, 40.
Oh yeah, okay. I missed that.
That's a $30 increase. I'm not paying for that. You kidding?
Come on, Apple. Come on.
Come on, Apple. You already agreed. You got all the phones. You just released the Vision Pros. Come on. You're getting people in trouble. You see that? They're pulling people over on the road with the Vision Pros. That's crazy.
Yes. Yeah. No.
I don't know.
iRobot.
iRobot. Ready Player One.
Right. Yes. Ready Player crazy. One is hilarious. Wow.
Okay. Next question. What is a film that sparked a passion or an interest in a particular hobby or activity?
I'm embarrassed to say this, but the movie.
Don't be embarrassed. This is a no judgment zone.
No, thank you.
This is a place to tell your most embarrassing stories.
Oh, this is Hustle and Flow.
Okay.
So this is
wait, Hustle like in two different movies, Hustle and Flow.
No, this is the same movie, movie, Hustle and Flow. Yeah, it's I don't know, early 2000s. I don't know if it came out before 20. Yeah, I think before 2010. It had to come out before 2010. Main characters Terrence Howard and Taraji P. Henson is in it as well. There's some other characters I can't think of, but it's essentially about this pimp from, I believe it's Memphis.
Okay.
And he's living the pimp life in Memphis, which is not all it's cracked up to be for him. And so he's trying to find a way out. And he ends up making a rap record.
Okay.
And it's like a lot of. I say I'm embarrassed because the film is kind of corny. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that Terrence Howard got paid that much to do this film, but the film blew up and it worked. And for me, like as an outsider, it worked in his favor because it made his name that much bigger. But I'm sure that the film grossed a lot more money than he saw a part of. Mm-hmm. Nonetheless, he makes a rap song, and Anthony Anderson is another one in there, and they put as they're making the rap song, they created a home-based studio.
Okay. And
not like a home-based studio you see today. Like this is like, I don't know if it's set in the pre-2010s or if it's, it looked like it was. But they go to McDonald's and get a lot of the styrofoam cup cartons. And so they bring them home and they just staple them on the wall. They're trying to get some type of soundproofing.
Sure.
And they bring an audio engineer in. They record this song. They push it out in the streets of Memphis. They eventually get it to a big artist in the city. I forget what his name is in the movie, but it was played by Ludacris. Ludacris takes his CD, puts it in the toilet or the trash can. There's a whole bar scene, and Terrence Howard's character, fights him, so on and so forth. I don't recall how the film ends, but it sparked a passion. I'm dating myself here, but it sparked a passion or an interest because when I was in high school, had a friend who made music, and so we ended up setting up a home studio and recorded all of his music there, several projects, and this is back when CDs were a thing. Yep, I'm old.
Well, I still have CDs.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you do.
Yeah.
This is 2006. I was 16, and shout out to Young Jay, it's my guy, and he would record. Get them pressed up on CD, and I would take the CDs out in public. I'd take them to Ingram Park Mall in San Antonio, Texas, and sell them. I'd get them in the mixtape stores. Back then, there were a lot of brick and mortar, mom and pop mixtape shops, and so my goal or my job was promo and marketing and just getting his music out there, his projects out there in the city. And so this film kind of inspired that for me, not directly, but I thought about it like, okay, you know what, we can do this on our own. And so we did that and just pushed his music out throughout the city. And I think it worked for the time that we were able to work together. So, yeah.
I mean, here at the radio station, you're known as sort of a rapper.
Ricky, what's the next question, Ricky? Next question, Ricky. Come on.
We've all seen the clips of you having a rap battle against who was it?
His name doesn't need to be mentioned.
Oh, you're right.
No. Good's the Carolina boy. He won. He won fair and square.
I think it's on your Instagram.
It is.
Yeah, people want to go check that out. It's 80 is plus.
Thanks, Ricky. Appreciate
I'm shouting you out.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Ricky's a great individual.
But it's a fun video.
Ricky came to class 21 minutes late yesterday.
Well, and listen.
Grant didn't come to class at all yesterday.
Grant didn't come to class at all.
Grant laughed right there, so I had to get him real quick. I'm so sorry. Grant, I'm so sorry.
Late, but I still came to class.
You did.
I show up.
Respect it.
I didn't do my work, but I showed up. I just don't know what to write about this. We're having an assignment currently. Let's get into this for a second.
Come on.
There's this assignment.
Yes, audio composition assignment.
About a personal belief in our life.
Yes.
And have a story about it. It's a 500-word assignment. 500 words, easy to write, right?
Yes.
I have no idea what to write about.
I think you should bring movies into it.
Maybe.
I think, yeah. Okay, this was my suggestion.
I hated this suggestion.
That's crazy.
I hated this.
Ricky has gone to the movie theater by himself a few times.
Yes.
And this conversation has already been had between us, right? But I do think it's key to be able to go do stuff by yourself. Go to the movie theater by yourself. Go bowling by yourself. Go sit down at a restaurant by yourself. Mm-hmm. So when Ricky had told me that he was going to the movies by himself, I was impressed because that's difficult for people to do, and I understand it, right? I've brought the idea up to other individuals, and they're like, never, never, and I'm like, why? Like, so for me, long story long, I believe in going to the movie theater by yourself. Boom. And that could branch you off into so many different. First, you're already into movies, clearly. You're into film.
Obviously.
And just in several different aspects, too.
Sure.
Not even just as a critic or you edit, you produce. So, I think that could take you a lot of different ways.
Possibly. I don't know. I just feel like that's not. I think from the reading the criteria for this project, I feel like it needs to be more personal than just I go to the movies by myself.
But you can dive in. That's just a starter sentence. ... Where does it take you?
I don't know. Also, my mom just texted me while we were on air. She says, "Boy, you getting called out." Yeah,
I'm so sorry, Ricky. My bad. My bad.
Called out on air.
I put you on Front Street. My bad.
Okay,
Did not know your mom was listening. I wouldn't have said
I
it.
still went to class. If anybody's getting called out, it is Grant.
It's Grant, yes.
He's getting called out for not going to
I
class.
only didn't come to class because I already had the assignment basically done.
He did have 400 words typed. That's right.
That's crazy.
Ricky's mom. Hello, Ricky is an amazing individual.
Thank you.
And he's great in class and in the field of communication. You have nothing to worry about.
I'm clipping that.
That's
I'm
crazy.
getting the audio for that. And I'm clipping. I'm going to play it every time I see you now.
Jeez.
All right. Next question. What is a film you initially disliked but grew to love?
Okay, this is the one I didn't have an answer for.
Okay.
This one,
enough. You told me you didn't have an answer for this in the class one day.
This is a tough question because it makes you think about what you don't like, and I don't remember what I think it's a
great way to look at life, but
remember what you don't like?
No, don't remember what you don't like. But
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of do want to know what you don't like sometimes, so you don't go down that pathway again. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is what did you say, Grant?
He put Gladiator.
Gladiator. You didn't like Gladiator?
Not when I first saw it, but I like it now.
Yeah, he likes it now. That's the whole question.
No, I get it, but
Okay.
but I just also can't that you wouldn't like Gladiator.
I've never seen it.
No, yeah, but also I like the.
I was younger when I saw it, so I just thought it was kind of boring.
Okay, right. My dad took me to see Titanic when I was 6 years old with his girlfriend. I don't know why he did this, but I didn't like the movie then, and I still don't like the movie now. That's not an answer to the question. It's just a movie I didn't like.
Yeah.
How are we doing? We all right, Ricky?
The audio doesn't look like it's going on.
It's not going?
Wait, give it a second.
Let's check it out.
Oh.
Hang on, I got you. There we go.
Oh, we are back.
We got levels?
Yeah, we got levels now.
It's the power. So here we'll just go ahead and put it on Front Street. Advisor duties. I'm gonna get a backup cord. Sometimes if moved,
Sorry
that
about
board.
that, everybody. I don't know how long we're out. Not long. I know you heard the last question, but something messed up with the audio there for a second.
It's Alex's fault. Oh, it is good? Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. Thank you, Maggie.
Cool, we're good. We're getting thumbs up from the other room.
Maggie's got the enthusiastic thumbs up.
Perfect. Fantastic.
Thank you, Maggie.
Where were we? I don't even remember. Oh,
a film that
you dislike but it grew to love.
Yeah.
You have nothing.
Yeah, I didn't like Titanic when I saw it. Still don't like Titanic.
Still don't like Titanic. Too long?
Yeah, too long and just not like. I love Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Like as an actor and as a person. Not that I know him, but like what I gather, yeah, I'm a fan of Leo. But no, I just wasn't. Yeah, I just remember my dad taking me to the movies to see it with his girlfriend. Like, why are you bringing a 6-year-old to see Titanic? Like,
hey, I mean, maybe it would have been your favorite film. Who knows?
Well, clearly it's not.
Clearly
I
it's
disliked
not.
it then to dislike it. I love the storyline. It just wasn't like my kind of film. So once again, I guess it's not my. You were never. Oh, thank you, Molly.
Okay,
Look,
cool.
we were never out. Thank you, Molly. Yay. Yeah. So this is a tough question.
So you're breaking the rules again.
I know, this is
what
twice.
I'm hearing. Twice he's broken the rules.
sorry.
Bring 80 on once, never again is what I'm hearing.
That's crazy. Look, I'm 80%. I've got answers for 8 out of 10
80%.
questions.
You know, I guess you're passing. Well, let's move on to the next one then.
Yeah, because you didn't make it to 80% of the class yesterday.
Whoa!
Sorry.
Whoa! Grant Justin's hands are on their heads, getting called out. This is crazy. I'm never having you on any of these shows.
Now you know what? Because Ricky sent me a text at 9:55.
I did.
Class starts at 10. He said I'm gonna be late, but I'll be in class.
Uh-huh.
And in my head, okay, I'm gonna be late. It's like, all right, Ricky will be here at like 10:05, 10:10. Like that makes sense. No, 10:21. Okay, Ricky.
Look, I made it to class. I told you I'd be late. I made it to class. I still made it. I was committed to showing up.
I'm so sorry. It worked out for these purposes.
Exactly.
So sorry, Ricky.
Goodness. All right. What's a film you would consider a hidden gem or an underrated masterpiece?
Okay. Now this is a fun one for me.
Okay.
These are both animated films.
Ooh. Okay.
Home.
Home
Is
that the one with
Rihanna?
Yeah.
Yes.
I
So
saw it in theaters.
did you see it in theaters?
I saw it in theaters.
Shout out to you. I don't think it came out like 2015. My son wasn't born yet, so I wasn't gonna go to theaters to see Home by myself.
Sure.
I started watching it on Netflix with my son like 2 years ago, and it's become one of our favorites. But you got Rihanna, who plays Gratuity Tucci, nickname Tip.
Sure.
Gratuity, right? I just love the wordplay. You know I'm corny. And then you've got who's the guy that plays Sheldon on
I know
Big Bang
what
Theory?
you're talking about.
But he's the voice of
Jim Parsons. Grant just said it. Thank you.
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons. Okay. Shout out to Jim. But he plays O, who is a boov. He's an alien, if you will, from another planet. And they come and take over Earth, and all the humans are. I think they're put into like I don't know if it's Paris or somewhere. I don't know. They're stored. All the humans are stored somewhere in boov because they turn gravity off, so they can just float these humans to this human storage place. I don't know. But I love the plot. I love it's happy. It's fun. There's a conflict, right? Tip is misplaced from her mom. O doesn't have any friends because boov don't have friends, but O wants a friend, and so he finds a friend in Tip, and now he kind of helps her find her mom, even though his agenda is not that agenda at first. No, it's just a beautiful film. It's creative. It's different.
Sure.
I love the plot.
Rihanna does some music in there, I'm assuming.
She doesn't know. She sang. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
I didn't realize that she was in the movie before we pressed play.
Sure.
But then I heard. I'm like, hang on, I know that voice. Not even the singing part. I just knew her.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, that is Rihanna. Oh, let me look. Oh, that is Rihanna. Good job, Alex.
Yeah.
But yes, love Home. The other one for me that is an underrated masterpiece, hidden gem. By the way, Hidden Gems is not a hidden gem.
What's Hidden Gem?
Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler's made some different movies over the course of the
Uncut Gems?
Uncut Gems. That's my fault. I had it wrong.
Okay.
Uncut Gems was not.
Uncut Gems is good.
You liked Uncut? I was cool on Uncut Gems.
I think I had a conversation with Grant. Grant doesn't like it, right?
Yeah.
Grant's mid on it. Grant's
It was. I liked the try. Like the concept is good. It was just it was drawn out and it just I love Adam Sandler, but there's just some films that they're not hitting. But anyways,
you're a big fan of, not to move on. You're a big fan of Hustle. That's a new one that came out with Adam Sandler.
I did like. Never mind. I lied. I did like Hustle. You've got me back. I forgot. I did like Hustle.
I'm
Sorry.
right there with you. I got you.
Hustle was good. Thank you for bringing me back to Adam Sandler. Thank you. Shout out to Adam. Sing was the other one.
Okay.
So Sing and Matthew McConaughey is the koala bear. I don't know his name in the movie right now. Haven't watched it for a couple of years. But there's a theater production going on. I don't know what their hometown is. And they're doing good they're doing okay in their current town, but they're trying to get their show brought on into a bigger market. The person who is responsible for that doesn't like their performance or what they have to offer, so she doesn't give them the chance. But Matthew McConaughey's koala bear character is set on making it happen. So he gets everybody together and they make their way out to, I don't think it's actually called Las Vegas in the movie, but it is Las Vegas. So I used to live in Vegas. That's where my son was born.
How many places have you lived?
A lot of different places.
A lot of different places?
Yeah, a lot of different places. It's a journey, but they make their way out to Vegas, and they, after several conflicts, they get their show where it needs to be produced and it's heard, and he feels like he accomplished quite a bit. But just the way that you got these animals. There's no humans in the movie. and they have this great production, and they figure out their dreams and make it happen for all parties. I just think it's beautiful, and the way they did it is great. And
I think for me, my favorite part of that movie is the gorilla, or he's an ape or whatever.
Yeah, Johnny.
Johnny, his dad is a convict.
Yes,
and
yes.
He gets out of jail just to come see his son, which I think I really like that a lot, especially because in the earlier bits of the film they have a lot of tension between them, and I think that's my favorite bit of the movie.
For sure, no, I forgot about that, and they end up defeating the wolves. Jimmy's wolves. To let the production go on. No, that's a great find, Ricky. Yeah. No,
I'm always trying to get locked in. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, those are two favorites.
Those are good. I like. I don't remember much about Home because I haven't seen it since I saw it in theaters. But Sing I watched not too long ago. I remember enjoying it. I'm actually a big musical guy.
Okay. Yes.
I enjoy listening to people singing. I like singing myself. So watching sing was fun.
Can you sing for us now?
Not now.
Give us Happy Birthday.
That's crazy.
What's your favorite song to sing?
My favorite song to sing changes. Depends on the day. Depends on the mood.
Okay.
When the time is right.
Right.
Yeah. There's videos out there of me singing. There's one from the high school. I don't know.
I'll find it.
You don't want to find it. It's Babyface Ricky.
Oh yeah, Babyface Ricky.
You hate Babyface Ricky.
No, first of all, I don't hate Babyface Ricky. It just
you said it.
No, did not. No, it just I didn't use the word hate. There's no way.
I hate Babyface.
I did not say hate. There's no way. But no, I'm just not. I didn't meet Babyface Ricky. I met Ricky, who has a full face of hair. So then to see that, it's like, oh my goodness, you're a different person. Oh wow, who is this person? And you can grow a mustache and whole beard in 2 days, and it takes me 3 months, and I still can't do it. I like sing, but you're gonna sing for us in class. I'll find the video. I'll play it in class tomorrow morning. I'm gonna find the video. Guys, this is how we're starting class off. Ricky's gonna sing for us. Play.
I can walk out. You would never see me again. That's crazy. Because I'd show up to class, get my participation points, and walk.
That's
wild.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
We won't do it, I promise. But I'm gonna look for it for sure.
That's fine.
I'll put it in announcements.
No way. You have bonus credit. Watch the video.
Yes.
It's like a 40-minute video. It was for the school like. It was Mr. Orville was like a beauty pageant sort of thing.
Is it on your account or the high school's?
It's on the video production, Orville High School video production YouTube page.
I was gonna say, okay, we won't get your account won't get the views, so there's less focus there.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, they still see. I'll post it in Grant's class.
Yeah, okay, sure. That's how I want everybody knowing me. Anyways, what's a film that is linked to a specific memory?
Okay, so this is a three-peat here, but Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next.
Sure.
So this collection of films is linked to a specific time frame for me. Started middle school, and with my best friend to this day, my brother Nick Shea. I used a different address to go to the school to be in I was able to use my parents' friend's address to be in the school district that I needed to be in. And using this address, shout out to Manuel, it's my uncle. And across the street in a different complex, was Nick Shea. Didn't know Nick at all until we were on the same bus route. And we would take the bus to school, take the bus back to our separate apartment complexes. But as we did that, we became friends. And so on the weekends, we found out that we could watch next Friday and Friday after next. And at 12, 13 years old, these are probably not the best films to be watching.
Sure.
But somehow we got the DVDs. Someone had them in their collection. And this is what we did every weekend, whether it was at my spot or his spot. I feel like we did a lot at his spot, but yeah, we played 21, and then we'd watch next Friday and Friday after next, and we did this all throughout middle school into high school, and even now when we get together, we'll put one of them on and just hang out. So I relate that set of movies to my best friend Nick.
I've always wanted to watch. I've never seen any of them.
Oh no!
You're upset. I've always wanted to see them.
Wow.
Look, I'm trying to catch up on all these films I missed.
Yeah.
Especially, I feel like I do have a big blind spot in like black culture films like that.
Okay.
Like I only recently watched Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
I know you don't particularly.
No, I mean, it's a great film. Mm-hmm. It's just like, for me, it's sad.
Sure.
I mean, you could say that violent narcotic films are sad, but like they don't. This one is just sad.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why. I mean, it's a great film. It's a classic.
Great.
Yeah.
I watched it because roommate from last year, Keyshawn. Shout out Keyshawn.
Shout out to Keyshawn.
Our neighbor next door was Ro Romero.
Ro.
And they would yell out, Ricky, which is a character. And that's when, spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, I'm going to spoil it quick, is when he dies.
Yes.
They're yelling out his name. But yeah, that's why I watched it. And it's an amazing film. It's great. But yeah, I get what you mean by it's sad. It is very sad.
Shout out to John Singleton, man. Rest in peace. That film is a classic.
Classic. All right, and then last question.
I'm ready for you.
What film has taught you the most about yourself?
All right, this is a film. It's called In Too Deep. It was released in the 90s. The movie is based in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
But it's telling a story that is a true, mostly true story that's based out of some occurrences in Boston. But main characters are Omar Epps, who plays Jay Reed. He's a cop who becomes an undercover cop and infiltrates an organization led by God. Like, not that God, but an individual who calls himself God.
Sure.
This individual is played by LL Cool J.
Okay.
And look, LL Cool J might be a better actor than he is rapper. Like, or just, I mean, there's other roles too, but I just think that he just played this role so well.
Isn't he in one of the Friday the 13th or Halloweens?
He might be. I'm not sure. I don't watch those kind of. I can watch violent narcotic movies.
He's in H2O.
I can't watch scary movies.
He's in Halloween H2O.
Okay, I don't want any Freddy, Jason, Chucky. I can't do
Michael, but
Michael. Okay, whatever. I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'll be freaked out. I won't get any sleep.
Sure.
But yeah, so Jay Reed infiltrates God's organization, ends up taking God down, and God goes to prison. Once again, if you're just hearing this now, this guy, it's not God, but that's what this individual refers to himself as. Yes, but love it for several different reasons. For me, it shows you have to have the ability to adapt, right? I mean, to play an undercover cop, right, and not be sniffed out as a cop. He has to adapt several times throughout the film. When the pressure's on, he has to do things that he doesn't want to do, and figure out how to do them without actually doing them, if that makes sense. I also love just the aspect of it being based in Cincinnati, Ohio in the 90s. I'm from Dayton, Ohio, and so would venture out to Cincinnati occasionally with my dad, and so it just kind of looks it looks just like what I saw in the 90s. And so that's just a part of home almost, if you will. Really just to me it just teaches you, not that I want to be not that like I want to ever go into law enforcement, because that just seems like a very stressful job. Shout out to law enforcement, but it's not for me. But it highlights his ability to be able to adapt and to change and be a chameleon, right? Okay, this is who you are, this is your job, but I got to do this to get the goal. And then he gets so submerged into this role of this person in this organization, part of this crime family now, that when it's time for him to come out of it, they literally have to treat him as that person. They have to talk to him, what his name is, Jay Reed, for him to actually come back to the good side. Because he's crossed over so far and played in this role so well, if you will. But yeah, play your role, play your part, and do what you got to do to get through life, as long as it's positive. And yeah.
I would say you're a very positive person, also a very adaptive person, I would say.
Thank you, Ricky.
I feel like every time I see you, like AD from class is a different AD from the person sitting in front of me now.
Is he?
What? I would say your charisma and your energy is still here.
Okay.
But I feel like you're more relaxed. You're not
in
your teacher mode.
For sure.
You have your teacher mode. I think everybody, when they're a teacher, has that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Switch you can turn on and off.
Yeah, you got to. I like that.
Yeah.
No, I think for any situation, you got to be able to turn it on, turn it off. I mean, yeah, you got to know. I mean, anytime you crack a mic, right? You know. Okay. Guess what? Can't say these 7 words.
Hey,
or I can't. You know, you got to explain things. You have to become a storyteller. You have to host, right? So like over there, when you had Grant and Justin on earlier, you're running part of a show. Now you're running this part of a show, right? So you have to transition. You're running something. You're controlling something. So it's a little bit different. I mean, code switching, if you will, a little bit, right? We're not always the same person outside that we are when we're at home on the couch or in the bed, right? We're comfy. I might pick my nose, right? Like I don't care what socks I have on. I don't know, right? Like, not that
You and your socks.
I mean, I don't know, but
You got tiger socks. I just want tiger socks. A couple pairs of tiger socks.
Got some
you
tigers.
Some fish socks yesterday, right?
shout out to Christmas. I got a lot of socks, and so yeah.
Hey, you look good.
No, thank you. I appreciate
Never
it.
fit with the outfit, but they look good.
Yeah, that's also a thing with me too. Matching doesn't seem to fit into my.
Today's
steez.
pretty good.
It's all right.
Yeah, today's pretty good. He's got
Thank
a
you.
Knicks sweatshirt on.
Oh, Knicks
Some
tape.
some nice like tan pants.
Yes, thank you.
You got the socks all the way up, which is crazy.
Yeah, man. I like high socks.
I mean, I'm wearing high socks, but they're underneath my pants. They're not sitting over them.
I want them to sit over them.
That's crazy.
I want them to sit over them.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's put the shoe on the table.
Is that
The
bad?
New Balances
Okay.
are on the
I'll
table.
I'll wipe it off. I'm sorry. I'll wipe
I mean,
it
it's
off.
your table.
It's not it's
That's not my
the
bad.
station's the university's table.
University table, whatever. You know,
Yes.
they're never in here. We're the ones in here.
Oh my goodness.
Not to call the university, but we're the ones in here. You know.
I don't know what Ricky's saying right now, by the way.
Anyways, but that was all the questions I had.
Yes.
But now on to our final segment.
Oh boy.
We have Pitch Me a Film.
Oh, I forgot about Pitch Me a Film.
Pitch Me a
I
Film.
did forget. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so we're going to take a little break, but first I'm going to give you the prompts.
Okay.
So we have 2 buckets here. For everyone who wasn't here last week and listened, I have a
Ketchup and
bucket
mustard.
full of, which was this one? Genres. I have
Okay.
a bucket full of movie genres, and I have a bucket full of movie titles that I just created off the dome. They don't make any sense. They're just fun. And he's going to have to pick one out of each.
Forgot about this.
And
I'm
then
excited.
pitch me a film. Now he's going to give me the rising action, the climax,
That's great.
falling action, and conclusion for this movie.
Sounds like class.
He's also exactly. He's also going to have to give me at least 2 characters from this movie and
Okay.
cast them.
I got you.
You can give me more characters you want, but I need you to cast at least 2 and give me 2 characters.
I like this.
Are you ready?
That's
for
a
your genre?
phenomenal segment.
All right.
I just pick.
Just pick one out of the bucket. He's picked one. What is it? What is it?
Oh yes.
What is it?
Gangster.
Oh,
Look
what?
at that, beautiful.
Gangster?
Right. That just describes
That's
me. Just
crazy.
gangster.
All right. I mean, you said you and your dad really likes gangster movies, right?
Come on. Yes.
All right,
yes.
perfect.
Grew up
All
on The
right,
Sopranos.
Here's your title.
All right.
Full in one. Okay, what is it?
Lost Locket.
Lost Locket. Gangster film Lost Locket. We're going to give him a few minutes to decide and pitch his film. He's going to write all this down. Until then, you're listening to 88.3. Stay tuned. WLC. Next up is Mr. Introvert, Sam Henshaw. All right.
There we go. Oh, this is hard.
Yeah. This was the first one I did on my. The song just popped up. It was the first one I did for the TikTok one.
I like this.
Sam Henshaw. Sam Henshaw was good. I'm excited for this Pitch Me a Film. I don't know if Grant's was good last week. Grant's Pitch Me a Film was crazy. And then when you're done, you can throw away the title.
I got you.
And then you can I'll throw Gangster back in there. Those are good answers, AB. Other than the one you didn't have. In
I'm so
the TV
sorry.
Show, which
I-
is crazy. much time do you want?
How long is it? How much longer is in the song?
A minute 30.
Can I get one more song?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh, I gave Grant like 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. I'm getting there.
Grant for a good like 3 minutes just sat there looking at his computer, didn't know what to write. So
I get that.
no, absolutely fair. He came out with a fire one though, so you gotta top this, you know. You got a lot to live up to. You're right though. It does feel like I'm giving you a school assignment when I have to give you criteria what to do.
That's how I feel. But this is an amazing segment.
Alright. Do you want another song after this, or is this good? You got 3 minutes on this song.
Oh yeah, I'm good. This will be perfect.
Alright, I'll put on back on my angle then. They're apparently doing something out there.
Yeah, I saw.
I just saw the
They posted a
post.
video.
They posted a video, and it's when the POV the boys leave us in the production room.
Oh boy.
For 1 minute, and I think they're painting.
Let's go. Get artsy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, get artsy. Do it. Can't look worse than what's about they're there right now.
It can't be. No, true.
I'm excited for this Pitch Me a Film. Pitch Me a Film's fun. I'm excited for this. Justin, do you want to do next week, or do you want me to try to find somebody else for next week so I can give you like the movies like 2 weeks ahead, and you can kind of try to think of something? Because I know you said you're gonna have like a hard time.
Yeah.
Because I can try to find something for next week, and then do you the week after, so you have like a 2 week.
Yeah, see if you can do that.
Okay.
And if not, I'll try to.
Okay. I'll send you after this.
Okay.
Give you like a great grade. I mean, I gave AD 2 weeks. Grant's the only one who only had a week.
Because I'll watch more movies too.
Yeah.
between that,
I mean,
so-
you watched 3 movies in like 2 days. I was shocked.
Yeah.
This guy's catching up, you know. He's making you look bad.
Yeah, you're gonna be mad at me when you see I just put 20 movies in a letterbox.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Grant.
For reviews, but
Man. How intensely he's thinking.
you should be good at this
Yeah.
with the storytelling.
You go with the storytelling, it's all about this class.
That's crazy.
If it's bad, I can roast them.
This might be bad.
Oh, here we go. I'm ready to hear who you're casting too.
Actually, right now my plot does not match. It kind of matches my characters, but not really.
Oh,
We're gonna find out. All right, what we got?
Uh, 40 seconds. You good?
Oh yeah.
Okay. 15 seconds. 7, 6, 5. Welcome back to 88.3 WLFC. I hope you didn't touch your dials because we are back with Alexander Davis here for Pitch Me a Film.
Yes.
Now, for those of you who weren't listening earlier, Pitch Me a Film, I gave AD over here 2 buckets one full of genres and one full of fake movie titles.
Yes.
And he pulled out Gangster and what was the title?
The title is Lost Locket.
Locket.
Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah,
My
really.
goodness.
Now he needs to give me the rising action, the climax, falling action, and conclusion for this movie that he's just about to pitch me, as well as 2 characters and cast them.
I got you. Am I giving you the exposition too? The introduction?
Yeah, all of it.
Okay.
That's rising action.
Oh, I mean, okay. I have it separate, but okay, I got you.
You know, whatever. Just give me the plot.
Okay, so is there any? Can I just? Okay, so main characters are they're played by. We've got Vince, Malachi, and Angie. Okay. Vince is played by Denzel Washington.
Sure.
He is he's the dad. He's dad to Malachi, who is played by Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington. And there is the mother named Angie, who is played by Paula Patton.
Okay.
So the exposition. Vince, Malachi, and Angie, they're hanging out at home. They're happy, watching TV, eating food, eating snacks. They're discussing collegiate plans for Malachi.
Okay.
Malachi is a big-time soccer player, and they're trying to figure out where he is going to go. They're looking at different offers and letters and just trying to figure out what's best for him. So we get to our rising action. Malachi goes to the grocery store with his mom. And on their way home, they stop by the soccer field at his high school where she's watched him play soccer for the last 4 years, right? And so they're just sitting on the field. They're eating ice cream. Forgot to mention that they went and got ice cream before they stopped there. It's a beautiful moment. She's reflecting on her son and what he's about to embark upon. Now, on their drive home from the soccer field. They're stopped at a stoplight, and they don't know what they just got into, but there is gunfire exchange from 2 different sides, and she's hit by a bullet, and as she is hit by this bullet, someone runs past the car, and they yank a necklace from her, and so we see a little bit of a scene here, right? His mother just passed away in front of him. Then it goes into the night. Police, ambulances are called, so on and so forth. That's the climax. Falling action, we now see, and this is kind of a blend of the climax and falling action. We're still at the peak a little bit here. But Vince and Malachi, so Vince is Denzel, once again the dad, he immediately dives into pursuing who was responsible for his wife's death. Now, what Malachi doesn't know about his dad is that Vince was, in his former life, he was known to do things. Not bad things. I mean, some bad things, but he's a protector. So if anyone's ever seen Denzel Washington in Equalizer, think about him here.
So you just stole the plot.
I stole his. I didn't steal anything. I borrowed his. A character trait.
Sure.
So he has a set of skills, kind of like Liam Neeson in Taken.
He
has a set of skills that he can take down anybody with his hands, essentially. And so he immediately dives in to doing this. In his past life, these individuals that are responsible for taking this necklace off his wife, and what he thought had nothing to do with him, thought it was just a random act, he finds out that, he was responsible for putting this person in prison before. And that's why they actually killed his wife. And so he takes his son with him, puts him in a safe place, and then he immediately goes to war. And over the span of the movie, takes everybody in both syndicates down. And the boss of the syndicate, as we get to the conclusion, is found in his study, if you will, with fancy, a lot of books, a lot of money. And Vince kills him and takes the necklace out of his hand. And then conclusion, Vince and Malachi, they go to their mother's grave, and they place the necklace right there with her where it's supposed to be. To conclude, they relocate to Spain.
Oh.
Yes, and this is where Malachi enrolls in university over there,
Okay.
and becomes a superstar soccer player.
Wow.
Boom.
What team's playing for?
Hang on.
Oh, okay,
Man City,
Okay, that's
Man United, Arsenal.
In Spain?
I don't know. Who do you like?
Arsenal? No, I like Arsenal.
Where are they at?
North London.
Okay, nope. We're not in North. We're in Spain.
We're in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we're at a Spain soccer school.
You could go like Real Madrid.
There it is.
Yeah.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Yes, and he goes to be better than everybody.
Sure.
Yes.
Hey, no, I like it.
Got the-
I think that's a really good movie. I'd give you the funds to make it.
Okay.
I think,
Thank you.
I think people like seeing the old action stars come in and
Right.
take people out. I think that's fun. I think people enjoy seeing that. It's a good shut your brain off action movie.
I like it.
And I like how you tied in Lost Locket to it.
I tried. Yeah, I tried. Yeah.
That's the challenge with this. You could get a title that sounds romantic,
Right.
but with gangster. I mean, like,
I was
There
like,
you
what
go.
am I gonna do with this?
and as the professor for storytelling
Come on.
here, constantly telling us in class about storytelling.
It'd be bad if I couldn't do it.
Bad if you couldn't do it, but you proved yourself. You
Yes.
did. And I think that's a great place to end Richard
Thank you.
Mass Movie Minute and my interview with Alexander Davis.
Richard Mast.
Yeah.
I'll call you Ricky, so it's
Hey,
it's
you
always
go there.
Ricky. Thank
Just
you.
don't call me late for dinner.
Ha ha!
I did it. Oh,
Yes!
the applause are crazy.
You gotta love it, Grant. You like the
Crowd going
jokes.
around.
Grant asked.
Grant's favorite joke.
If you get more jokes in class from me, it's because Grant asked for them. So yeah, it's all Grant's fault. Blame Grant. I'm
Blame
glad.
Grant.
But thank you, Ricky. I appreciate you. It was
Yeah,
fun.
of
It was very
course.
fun. Yes.
All right, well, you're listening to 88.3 WLFC. Next up is, I'm gonna have fun saying this one, Avendia Cafe by Guayabo Blue. That's how you pronounce it. But we're
Great
gonna play
job.
that up next.